Good evening. I want to take a look at what is happening. So how has 2013 shaped 2014 is the question. And I want to take a look at that. Thank you for stopping by to Letty Speaks / Sunfire369, right? And so, yeah, if you are liking the content, please do like, share, comment. It helps to help my channel grow. If you are not subscribed, please do subscribe. Appreciate the support. If you feel led to donate and support the channel, that's completely okay as well. All the links are down below. I also have my calendar linked below as well if you are interested and would like to schedule a session on specifically on purpose, life purpose. I would love to speak with you and see what's going on with you. And so if you feel led, go ahead and tap the link for my calendar below. You are most welcome to schedule an appointment with me. Usually my appointments are 15-minute increments, and they will be pre-recorded sessions. You will have the opportunity for one question, and I will answer that question in detail, and we'll definitely link up before answering that question just to find out a little bit about you and to allow you to find out a little bit about me. And so, yeah, if you feel led, go ahead and click on that link below. I would love to speak with you. So let's jump in this evening. We're talking about how 2013 has led to 2014. And so I want to look at, first of all, what type of things or what type of experiences were cultivated in 2013. What was it like in 2013? We'll answer that first in finding out how 2013 has shaped 2014. So let's start there. And I also want to add this is for entertainment purposes only. Please do not try to make anything that I say fit. If it does not fit, just leave it. Don't try to make it fit. If it does fit, great. So how has 2013 shaped 2014? So first we have family healing and trust. So what type of things were experienced in 2013? What was 2013 like is the first question. And so with family healing, I guess I have to go ahead and just believe that there was some healing that happened. This could be personal healings that was experienced, or it could be like corporate healing. It could be a whole family that experienced some level of healing here. As I do see several pictures or several faces in this picture, and then the blooming flower at the bottom. So this could be healing that was reached on several levels. It could be several generations. Family healing, trust, and support of your earth soul family. So it could have been also your soul family as well. I feel like this is talking about the connection or like cultural roots of family origin, though. For many people, this is one of the most challenging areas of life. for, cultivating your own personal peace or harmony. You know, the world is ever changing, and so many times we like really disconnect from our cultural heritage as we blend in, in our DNAs and within our just our basic living situations. And so, with that blending of different ways culturally, you know, blending bloodlines and blending, living situations, things can get really confusing, right? And the differences between generations are actually moving forward faster than ever. And the conception or the understanding of what family is like can sometimes be misconstrued by society. And it really comes down to really understanding what that means for you. But overall, whatever it means, family should overall have some type of pointing or connection to the feeling of safety, or the feeling of trust, and the feeling of acceptance without circumstances, special circumstances, and so all of these things support our existence on earth. And I feel like family is one of those things that's been given to us to support that. And when that is broken, or when that is for some reason dysfunctional, it almost leaves you vulnerable or helpless, because there's a whole part of your stability, the function of your existence here, that's not in operation. And so I feel like this is something that 2013 has probably touched on for someone here listening to this message. There's been parts that probably presented some issues, and possibly allowed opportunities to have those issues raised. And with that being done, having that being placed on the table to be looked at and to be observed and recognized and acknowledged, and kind of put out there for healing to be an option for that. Not that it happens overnight. Just because you realize there's an issue or a dysfunction doesn't mean that it's just solved because you have an awareness of it. But I feel like the first step or necessary step is understanding that there is in fact a problem. And so wherever that lands for you in that line of progression of the healing, whether it was just acknowledging it or having something brought to the table, or something broke down that caused it to be looked at, I feel like that's the energy here of family healing. And again, this could be earth family. This could also be soul family. And for those of you that may not be aware of what soul family is, it's not blood ties. It's not DNA ties. Usually soul family is those that have been called to step into your life. These are individuals aligned, not with your bloodline, but they're aligned with your purpose and the calling of your highest self. And so there are those that would be brought into play in order to support and to reinforce what it is that you have come here to do. That's soul family. This is usually people that align with you energetically, right? This could be like, have you ever met someone that you've never met before, but the moment that you guys meet, it's like you just click, and it's almost as if you've known this person your whole life, like closer than a sister, or closer than a brother, or closer than a mother, or closer than a father, right? It's like you just link together, you just click, and you see eye to eye. Like sometimes you're so close that you kind of know what each other are thinking. You don't even have to express it. It's just known, right? And these are people that you usually feel so close and safe, right? Safety being one of those things that are provided by a family, that you don't feel like you have to put on a show. Like you can completely be your most worst aspected part of yourself. And, it's the understanding that they're there no matter what. And not that they're going to judge you, but it's more like there's the understanding that they have your highest good at heart. And so there's no need to hide anything. You can completely be vulnerable and open. And at the least, right, they're going to straighten your crown. You know what I mean? And so, or tell you when you're tripping so you can straighten your crown. And so for whoever this is resonating with, there could have been some healing in that way. You could have actually come into contact with your soul family, this group of people or individuals who are aligned with you in that way, that you have a connection with in the spirit on a higher frequency. And so 2013 has a lot of connections when it comes to soul family and healing around that way. So there could have been a lot of healing that you've been doing as a result of coming into contact with your soul family, possibly. Yeah. Or it could have been some healing done in the earth family, okay? But 13 has brought in some healing in that way. So take that, how that resonates. And we have crown chakra, infinite. And this is the energy of like a connection, a divine connection that was established, right? And so this is like a connection to the overall mass consciousness. It's almost like a gateway of unity and consciousness that sits in the crown chakra. I often mention in my readings how there is a divine connection with everything in nature. With animals, even though we're separated by kingdoms, right? We have the human kingdom, then we have the animal kingdom, then we have the plant kingdom. Like we're separated with kingdoms. Though these things are alive, it's in a different existence, and it's in a different kingdom. Nevertheless, there is still a connection with all things in creation. There's still a connection. And that connection lies within our consciousness, our seventh chakra. It lies within our consciousness. And so in this way, there could have been a bridging of that connection in 2013. And so you could have had enlightenment in that way, or some realization of oneness, where you had a higher connection with other living things, with other people in that way. And there could have been an enlightenment in your third eye, which is the sixth chakra, in your third eye center. Yeah, and so I feel like there was possibly a connection made in 2013, or the realization that there exists a higher consciousness that connects us to different realities of dimensions, right? And different connections that allows us to connect with other kingdoms, like the plant kingdom or the animal kingdom, right? In a couple of my videos, I talked about a couple of experiences that I've been having with the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom. And it just talks about that connection that's there when you're open to it and when you acknowledge it. And so for someone, there has been the connection or the bridging of that connection. And so there's the awareness that has been awakened for someone here in your crown chakra of the consciousness that is available for connection. And that's open through prayer, right? It's open through meditation. And so for whoever this is resonating with, obviously you understand what I'm saying. In 2013, this has bloomed and opened up for you. And this is also the calling that there is possibly the need to further expand that, right? This could have just been the very introduction or the opening of it. And so there's so much more beyond that. And so there is the understanding that you are a divine being. Someone came into the understanding that they're a divine being, like they're a soul having a human experience, not a human with a soul, but you're actually a soul covered in this suit, and your soul is having a human experience. And so in the ways that our body is limited, the soul isn't. And so it's coming into the understanding of that, of the limitlessness of the soul and some of the capabilities of the soul without the limits of the body. And so I feel like for whoever this is, that's just going to make sense, right? And so you're being guided to explore more. And then we have the great central sun, unity. There has been a consciousness or an awareness of the existence beyond the known, right? This is a little bit more of that energy we just talked about the connections that were made in 2013, also about what exists on the other side of the veil. This is definitely the energy of understanding that everything that you know and are aware of is just a portion of actual reality. There's so much more, right? And so it's coming into the understanding of that part that lies beyond the known, okay? Beyond the known, and how there is actually a conscious connection to it, okay? Ideas, consciousness, and existences, right? Beyond what we know. And it's pointing to the sun. The sun being a star beyond, that's actually so beautiful. The sun is actually a star beyond our solar system, and it's actually the celestial ruling body of all universes that exist within our parallel time and space, which is a concept that's beyond our rational and thought-based mind, right? The fact that there is the idea of this one entity that we call the sun, this celestial star that's actually ruling in this universal space and time, right? And so we can't even understand the real reality of that because we're earth-based, right? We know very little bit about the universe. we know a very little bit about it, right? In the same way we only use part of our brains, like a very small, minute amount, right? That's the amount that we know about the universe. But we acknowledge that there is that space that has been unexplored, right? It exists. We can see it. We just haven't experienced it. And so this is becoming aware of consciousness, of ideas and existence beyond the known, beyond what we know. And so it's through, again, tapping into the part that we don't often use. It's through the crown chakra. Like cultural consciousness is made known, and unlimited thoughts are able to come into play and come into alignment with our reality. And it's through the crown chakra that happens. And so for someone, there was the enlightening of that energy. I don't know how that came about. It could have been through synchronicities. It could have been through higher knowledge that was filtered in. It could have been through, challenges. It could have been something revealed to you through another source. However that happened, that's part of the experience of 2013 that I'm seeing here. Yeah. What often just perplexes me is that the idea that all creation is really the same, right? We're all just molecules and cells, and it's all made of the same thing. When I look up at the stars, and I look far to the furthest star that's hasn't been reached yet, and it's the understanding that I'm made of the same thing that star is made of. Of course, the molecules are they're rearranged in a different way, and the way it's arranged is why I look like I do, and why I'm able to move like I do, and why I'm able to think and talk. It's the arrangement of the molecules, right? Same exact substance that the stars is made of, but just arranged differently, right? It's the understanding of that we are in fact star seeds, right? We are, no doubt about it, made of the exact same thing. It just was rearranged in a different way and housed under different circumstances. The only difference. And so it's coming into that understanding, a vast understanding of the reality of our connection with all of creation. Contrary to popular belief, creation does not stop with Earth. It goes past what our eyes can see. Think of the farthest place man has been able to see. If you choose the most powerful telescope in the world that's able to see, I don't know if we have any that could see light years away, but if we do, think of that telescope that's able to see light years away into the future, right? Not into the future, but into space and time, excuse me. And there's yet still more, right? As far as we've been able to see, it's understanding there's yet still more. And we are connected to that part that's unknown. Okay, we're connected. It's part of creation as well. It's part of the same material, right? Just it's structured differently. Is it? And that's the thing that blows my mind, right? That there's still so much beyond what I know, what we know as humankind, that still we understand it exists. We just don't know exactly what it is, how it exists, right? But we know it's there, okay? And it's understanding that there is a connection there. There's an inner flowing of energy coming down. Sometimes we'll have thoughts, or for those that are able to, that are gifted in that way, You know, I'm sure there's been some thought or some visualization of something that you didn't even realize what you were connected to. You didn't even realize what thoughts were being filtered down from the divine, showing you mysteries of creation. It's probably something you can't even conceive. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it, right? But our knowledge and our understanding only goes so far, because we're only able to understand to the degree that we have been come into contact, right? And so if for some reason you were shown a mass structure, say from light years away, there was a connection that you had with a species light years away, and they connected with you and they showed you something, you probably would think, oh, that was just a blur, or it was just a brain fart, right? Something that doesn't even make sense, so it couldn't possibly mean anything. Doesn't necessarily mean that. It means that you have not been given understanding of that yet. Yet. Does not mean that it actually doesn't exist, right? And so I think it has a lot to do with evolution that's coming into play right now. And so somebody has tapped into that stream. I'm not sure to what extent, but there has been some tapping into that in 2013. If you are resonating and that is you, please comment, because I would love to know more. And so there is that. Okay, so 2013 was very mystical. It was very definitely mind-blowing. I do feel like there was some connections that were made that actually caused some healing, some peace and harmony to be brought into some lives. But there was some waking up that happened. There was some conscious expansion that happened in 2013. Let's go to the tarot and see what else was experienced in 2013. What was 2013 like? We're already at 27 minutes. What was 2013 like? So for some of you, you could have been experiencing a lot of solitude in 2013. And so a lot of this sounds a little bit like it could have had something to do with like awakenings or conscious evolution. And I just want to let you know that when things like that happen, where there's not a lot of understanding, the tendency sometimes is to pull away while you're trying to sort things out in your mind, right? And so there could have been some pulling away and pulling back your energy while you're trying to figure things out. You could have found yourself having a lot of solo times where you're just taking time away from everything and everyone to be peaceful, to restore yourself, to pull back and find out like what is real, what's logical and what's not. I feel like there was a lot of mental activity trying to, strategize, possibly trying to make sure that you are staying focused and staying balanced and not getting thrown too far off the path. Yeah. It might have even led a little bit into paranoia, a little bit of feeling like you needed to be watchful of your steps and of your back. There was a lot of grounding coming in. That's something else that happens when you are experiencing awakening or evolution of consciousness. Is the need to stay grounded. So I feel like for whoever this is for, there was lots of connecting with the earth in 2013 and staying grounded and trying to make sure that you are connected with yourself and making sure that you're connecting mentally, emotionally to those around you. You could have actually been seen in a very high light in 2013 and actually was someone who was acknowledged in that way. And so you could have played the role of a maternal figure for those in 2013. People could have come to you for advice. What else was 2013 like? Yeah, you could have been very motivational and inspirational for those around you. I feel like 2013 for you was very high energy, very energetic, and very inspirational. It was almost like lots of acceleration. So there could have been lots of acceleration in 2013. Lots of maturity happening as well through your experiences. And lots of deep contemplation about moving forward or how you move. So lots of internalizing of motives. For some of you, you could have actually implemented several different projects or had several different ideas of projects. I feel like there was the filtering in of information coming in that was giving you new ideas on how you would start things that would be helpful to others. Yeah. And what were some of the lessons that were learned? I feel like 2013 was also a year that you were doing you could have been doing lots of manifestation work. My tongue is tied. Lots of manifestation work. And possibly having to really be good when it comes to managing your resources, managing your energy and your time. That could have been a point of focus for 2013. Is how you were utilizing the energies that were flowing in for you. I feel like for a lot of you, or for some of you, there was a high level of attraction. Like 2013 was probably a year where you were almost like glowing. You could have had a very energetic aura around you. You could have had a lot of people that were drawn to you for 2013 and attracted to you. Maybe didn't even know why. What was the lessons learned in 2013? I want to end this off pretty quickly here. What was the lessons learned? So we have death. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Eight of Pentacles. The Lovers in reverse. Let's get one more. So I feel like one of the lessons was death brings in the energy. I want to show you these cards. We have death, Two of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles. Hope you can see them. The Lovers in reverse, and the Six of Wands. And so for, I I feel like for 2013, some of the challenges were definitely around the heart, was around the heart chakra. So I feel like some of the lessons learned, number one, I feel like was around change or the transition that took place in 2013. I know with the Death card, this energy is the energy of things coming to an end, like a transformation or a change of some kind. Even if it was, you know, a literal death that took place, it's accepting the end of the season of a thing, understanding that nothing that is ever in existence really ever dies. It's a transition of energy from one state to another, and that's true of everything. And so I feel like there were some lessons that were learned around transition of energy or change that came in, or how to handle a season of change. And so there could have been some things that were hard to deal with in 2013. And so along with that is the energy of just having to continuously find yourself moving forward, right? We never stop learning, we never stop growing, we never stop discovering or progressing. And so the Two of Wands brings in the energy of being prepared to continue to move forward, or even to soar to new heights, right? And I can see how that can be a challenging, right? Especially when we come to a time where things are comfortable or they feel good. And, you know, you may even come to a point where you're like, I don't want to study no more. I don't want to, you know, grow no more. I don't want to go through no more lessons. I just want to be. And yet, you know, there's the continuous pushing of the creator, of the universe, of God, however you see your source, you know, because I feel like we all have a purpose at play here, and it's determined by us getting there. That's part of that purpose, is getting there. And so there's the necessary continuance of moving forward. Like, we don't have the privilege, or we don't have the comfort of settling, right? And so, well, at least for who I'm talking to, I feel like you're being pushed in that way to continuously move forward and be inspired and stay grounded, you know, and find yourself in your own light. And so that could have been a challenge as well. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles too. That's the energy of ambition and apprenticeship. That's, you know, putting yourself in a position to learn from under someone, or learn a new skill, or master what it is that you're doing. It's that same energy, not really settling, but going forward to perfection if there's a thing. And so also I'm seeing the energy with the Lovers reversed, of the energy around having struggles with communication. And so the Lovers in reverse talks about struggling with communication. There's some type of communication breakdown. And so that could have been some of the issues that were brought into 2013 that were presented as challenges as well. And then the last Six of Wands, I feel like there could have been some challenges or lessons around self-confidence, which makes sense, right? Especially if you're constantly leveling up and moving to different spaces or different levels of being or existing. There's always the need to be positioned back to the new spot, you know, to where you're positioned to learn again. And so that could in fact be challenging, you know, in terms of feeling confident in what it is that you're doing. And so that could have definitely been a part of the struggles that came into play in 2013. That totally makes sense to me. And so these are the energies that I'm seeing that could have led to, you know, some difficulties as you were moving through 2013, if this reading is resonating for you. I also see the energy of intuition coming in. And so there could have been a new experience or a new learning or heightening of intuition. That's, one of the things that definitely does take a lot of confidence in oneself, stepping into your power, stepping into your intuition. That's basically trusting yourself without any doubt. Even if things don't even seem like they are what you think they are how you're seeing it or what you said, right? There's a level of trust that's able to kind of permeate any situation, right? Learning to trust yourself. So there could be psychic abilities that were definitely introduced or tapped into for 2013. There could have been a time of just really allowing yourself to just be almost like this carefree, lighthearted energy. That could have been something that you allowed yourself to step into in 2013 and experience. Also, what could have been new is spiritual love, or it could have been a challenge, especially depending on what type of background you've come from as it pertains to connections or your family situations. That could have been definitely a challenge that was experienced. For some, I'm seeing the bout of depression and anxiety or worrying. I was definitely feeling that with the Seven of Swords a little bit earlier as we were tapping into the energies. Again, as you're moving into a greater level of consciousness, sometimes that becomes the byproduct of becoming more aware. Sometimes anxiety and tapping into like all of the other, the greater sense of communication that's happening around you can definitely land you into that space. And so, but I feel like with the challenges, with being presented with these new experiences, it definitely gives you the opportunity to perfect them. And so moving into 2014, I feel like those experiences, as you continue to work with them and discover your place in them and grow in your trust, in your abilities, that, the experiences will become better. And you'll become more aligned with what it is that you're experienced with, being able to trust yourself more. Let's see what 2014 will actually be like. And we'll be ending this very quickly here. So what is 2014 going to be like for my viewers? 2014. So for whatever it is that you do, I feel like it's going to be opened up and offered as a level of service. Whatever gifting that you have, I feel like 2014, if you're not already, you're going to be offering some type of spiritual, some type of assistance to others spiritually. And if you are already doing that, this could be a deepening of that or an expanding of that service that you're offering. A deepening or expanding of it. Also, there's going to be a greater level of presence that's going to come into your life in 2014. Your ability to really be content in the moment and experience the present. The now is going to be expanded. Your awareness around that concept or the principle of being able to operate in that is going to grow. And through that, you're going to gain energy, because that's going to allow you to release and perhaps even see things in a new and more optimistic way. And so I feel like your concept around being present is actually going to grow, along with your knowledge as well. Intellectual knowledge. I almost feel like there's going to be a leveling up of channeling. If I'm speaking with a channeler, or maybe you've just tapped into that gift or that energy, there's going to be a connection that's going to be deepening and solidified, that's going to allow you to even grow in your intellectual knowledge through channeling. So it's almost as if information, I know we talked a lot about that at the beginning of the video, how information is sometimes channeled in from other sources that you don't even expect. This is a spiritual gift that someone has. The ability to find information you need and kind of understand systems that impact your life and kind of find clarities around information. But all of this is going to come in through a channeling. Also, it's going to give you a strong sense of discernment as well, or you'll be able to really sort through truth from lies and absorb what it is that you need to know. So there's going to be an integration of these principles in 2014. Let's see. What other experiences are coming in for my viewers in 2014? What other experiences is coming in for my viewers in 2014? More of that Four of Pentacles energy. So you may find yourself kind of in that same reserved energy in 2014, where you're actually just pulled away from everyone and everything and just kind of off to yourself. And in Hermit energy, the Hermit energy is an energy where there's a sense of solitude or kind of going to the wilderness, but it's purposeful. It's not just pulling away to pull away. It's a time where you've taken to yourself to connect to a higher power, to clarify what's real, what's not, what needs to be sorted, right? How you should move forward is to get clarity and wisdom. It's also a very guarded and protected time as well. And so 2014, you may find yourself in that energy. There could be things that come in to try your patience. I don't feel like it's going to be just this very serene, peachy, creamy experience. There's things that's going to come in and kind of try, you know, or it's going to put you in the energy of having to really exert yourself, or possibly find new strategies of dealing with things that might actually usually take you out of character or throw you off balance. It's really getting creative and strategic with solutions moving forward. There could be things that come into play that cause you to have to make a decision. I don't know if this is around the spiritual service that you'll be doing. If you're somebody that works a 9 to 5, you may find yourself having to decide like which one will have the majority of your time, or which one you'll choose to move forward with. Let's see. I want to clarify this Two of Pentacles. This is some type of choice here. Why is the Two of Pentacles here with the energy in 2014? Why is the Two of Pentacles here? Clarify the Two of Pentacles, please, and thank you. Oh, so it could be moving forward, and with whatever you'll be doing in 2014, there could be options on possibly the choice between collaborating or where you'll work, who you'll work with, or whether or not you'll work alone, whether or not you'll move forward alone, how you'll move forward, like what type of things you'll choose as you move forward. It's almost like the energy of creating your future. Like it's in your hands how you see it. Yeah, so I feel like for who I'm talking to, you'll have a lot of control over circumstances around career opportunities, or how you'll actually bring in stability and prosperity, possible opportunities for yourself. Yeah. Let's see. And I also have a King of Pentacles and a Queen of Cups. Why is the King of Pentacles here for 2014? Why is the King of Pentacles here for 2014? Okay, so it was clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles usually would represent a masculine energy. But it doesn't have to, it could definitely be an energy. If it is a masculine energy, it would be the King of Pentacles, I believe, is a Virgo, or it's a earth sign. But overall, the energy of the King of Pentacles is someone who is very stable financially. This is someone who is a great manager of their money, of their time, of their resources. It's someone that doesn't jump when opportunity presents itself, but it's the person that's kind of in the corner, sitting back, looking at the opportunities presented, because he wants to see the long-term potential existent within those opportunities. And so he's not going to jump forward on it, but he's going to kind of wait and see which one is actually going to be the right choice. Very choosy. But as an energy, the Ten of Pentacles brings in family and celebration. It's almost like building this energy. So there could be someone coming in, if you don't currently have someone in your circle that represents the King of Pentacles. This could be you bringing in this family stability, this energy of celebration, this very subtle contentment that you're bringing in. And so, let's see. So the King of Pentacles was clarified by the Ten of Pentacles and also by the Six of Swords, which is change or travel or flow. And so you could find yourself actually traveling in 2014, traveling for work to bring in this level of stability. Whatever it is that you're doing, the flow could possibly be concerning a level of traveling or moving or changing something in some type of way. How you're doing things, or how you're maintaining the level of stability that you're bringing in. There could be some change that's coming in for you. And if this is a person in your life, there could be a moving away from this person, possibly. And then I also have the Queen of Cups here, which does represent like a mother. This is also like a father-like energy. The Queen of Cups represents a mother-like energy, very emotionally stable, very connected and grounded and balanced in that way. This could be in terms of connection. This could be the person that everyone comes to for advice. Very nurturing and gentle. And so if we're talking in terms of the energy and we're not talking about people, Queen of Cups could very well be a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. If we're just talking about energy, the Queen of Cups could represent someone who is in the field of taking care of people. And so your line of work could very much be in nursing, counseling, mentoring of some kind. It could be something like that. And the King of Pentacles could be running a business, or like an accountant, someone that would be in charge of the operations of the business, like an entrepreneur of some kind. So clarify the Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups here? The Queen of Cups clarified by the Queen of Cups. Okay. Whatever this is, I feel like it's going to be right up your alley. Like you're going to be able to, you're going to be doing something that's so close to your heart, you're not even going to be feeling like you're working, is what I'm feeling here. And you'll have the support that you need. I feel like the King of Pentacles is actually someone coming in to solidify the parts that you need help with. So the overall picture 2014 is like whatever it is that you're being led to do, you're going to have like all of the support that's needed to do it comfortably, to the point where you're not going to have to really stress. You know how you can work jobs and you know you're working, right? And then you work doing something where you don't even really feel like you're working. You feel like you're just kind of doing something you love, or you're on a vacation, right? You don't even feel like you're working. It feels like that kind of energy. Or you have someone that's looking out for you and you're like, okay, I have this job and I'm needing someone. It doesn't really, it pays well, but it doesn't really need a lot. We just need someone that's trustworthy. You know, it's almost like that kind of energy I'm feeling. Someone could be looking at you in that way, considering you. And that's in 2014. And so, lastly, I just want to look at any challenges that 2014 will bring in. And we'll go ahead and call it a night. Any challenges as we bring this reading to a close? Any challenges coming in 2014 that we need to be aware of? Any challenges? Any challenges 2014 that we need to be aware of? All right. So let's see. So for 2014, I feel like I think the challenges are really going to be consistent with you being in the right mindset. I think it has a lot to do with how you're thinking and how you're showing up and how you're seeing yourself in light of your situation. So first of all, the Ten of Pentacles, again, is very family like energy. It's celebration. It's really the energy of being stable. You know, see how the pentacles are stacked there? Having everything that you need. But it's not getting it twisted, I feel like. And so if you find yourself in a very lucrative state in 2014, like say you come into a nice little lump sum of money, right? It's not getting comfortable in that state. And so it's not taking for granted everyday blessings, right? And forgetting to be thankful because you're in such a comfortable state, right? Now that you've come into that lump sum. And so I feel like this is just this could be the challenge of not getting too comfortable, right? When you reach that level of stability and you reach that level of contentment where you don't really need a lot. It's not getting too comfortable that you forget to really be thankful and grateful and appreciative, right? And so I feel like that might be a challenge that comes in if you find yourself, you know, in a very comfy spot in 2014. There could be things that come in just to kind of rough up the feathers a little bit so that you don't get too comfortable. Because it's all about, for who I'm talking to, there's definitely a purpose in the world that you have, right? You see he's holding the world there. Spiritual service. So there's something that you've been called to do. Sometimes along the line of our calling, we have the ability to afford nice lifestyles, but that's not the end all be all. We still have our purpose to be fulfilled. And so though what we do can actually bring in a level of abundance, or cause our lives to become very lucratable, if that's a word. It's not forgetting the reason, right? It's not forgetting the purpose. Okay. And so I feel like that 10 of Pentacles brings in that challenge of just not getting too comfortable, not getting too comfortable. And then we have the Magician as well, which is number 1. I actually was thinking of the Chariot, but I'll go ahead and do the Magician. And so the Magician is the elusive energy. This is the energy of miracles, or the energy of magic, as this feather floats above the eye, and it's just kind of hanging there effortlessly. This is a reminder to take the high road. Again, it's not promised that you won't have to deal with any issues, and that nobody's going to come along and try to mess with you or throw you off balance, or things will not befall you. It's not a promise that those things won't happen. But when they do, so 2014, again, we had the Strength that came out, was one of the cards. So that lets me know that there's going to be some challenges. There's going to be some testing of your patience, right? However that comes in, I don't know. I'm not going to clarify it, but just to let you know, there are going to be some things that come in to rough up your feathers a little bit. But you are being reminded to take the high road in light of understanding the energy of karma, right? And karma does not always mean bad. People hear that word and they automatically assume, oh, well, whatever bad I did is coming back. Well, karma also means good. There's such a thing as good karma. All karma is the understanding that energy is always moving, right? What you send out will eventually make its way back around, is what karma really means. And so even in light of our struggles, it's beckoning us to try to take the high road, try to find the response or the solution that's going to be beneficial for all, right? It's just what that is reminding you of. And so the challenges will come in. The Magician is letting you know that there's this elusive energy. It may even be something that you can't quite put your finger on, This could even represent people doing, spell work and magic on you, if I could just really be honest. But at the end of the day, if you make sure that you take care of your energy, and you make sure that you try to stay in the highest frequency that you can, and make sure that you're putting out good, it won't even touch you, right? And so it's making sure that you stay in the flow of where it is that you're being called, and don't be tempted to fall out of line with that. I feel like it's what Spirit is saying here. And then we have the Chariot as a challenging energy that's coming through for us as well. The Chariot is talking about movement. Just keep moving. This also brings up the energy of karma, of action and driving force. And it's almost like, when the Chariot comes rumbling through, it's almost like the path has been cleared for you to go, right? They're charging forward, these two horses representing yin and yang energies. All you have to do is maintain the right attitude and understanding of your position and your power. And understand that you are also carrying the ability and the energy to motivate, right? I almost feel like this is the energy of maintaining your sense of responsibility as you move forward. As you move forward, maintaining your sense of responsibility. And so nothing is holding you back. There could be times where you have to go around the bend a couple of times just because you didn't quite get the lesson the first time. You might end up coming back around again, but it's eventually learning from the lesson so that you would continue to move forward. And with the energy of karma, making sure that you're putting out good energy and you're acting in integrity and responsibly with this energy and this power that you've been given. The 2 horses here, that's a lot of horsepower. This is strength and stamina. This is the energy that you sit in, the energy that you've been given to operate at the level that you've been called to operate at. And with power comes responsibility, is what I'm hearing. With great power comes great responsibility. That's it right there. Okay. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is a really good energy. I don't know why that would be a challenge, but the Wheel of Fortune comes in as a challenging energy for 2014. This is actually, I feel like when I see the Wheel of Fortune, which is Sagittarius energy, this energy is transformation, it's change, and it's cycles. But I also see it as, our higher power stepping in. Because on the original card, this one doesn't show it, but the original card shows a picture of, it's a picture of balance. And it's a picture of all the different elements of existence, and the representation of source, coming in and representing. And so this picture, the Wheel of Fortune, talks about, some people say it's good luck, but I tend to think that it's like a card that shows how favored you are and how much the divine has taken attention to you. So there's a specific amount of attention that's been shined on you specifically. So there's a favor that you operate in that's helping you transform into and change and process the cycles that are needed to bring you to where you need to be. And so as a challenge in 2014, this could represent understanding that as things are happening, that they're not happening to you, things are happening for you, right? Being that spirit is involved, it's almost like the energy of nothing can happen without passing through and getting permission from the creator. That's the energy. And it's understanding that. So anything that's happening is happening for your good, especially if it's something that's beyond your control. This is a symbol of transformation. There's something happening here as a result of things that are coming into play in your life. And so it's understanding that. Okay, so 2014, as you're moving forward and experiencing, just keeping that in mind. You may be tempted to forget, especially in difficult times. It's easy to forget. But remembering, okay, so this must be working something forward for me. I don't know what it is, but hey, I have to go with the flow of it. The Tower brings in that same energy, change, upheaval, almost the energy of tearing down foundations, right? And why would something be tore down to the foundation other than bringing in something more stable to build a more solid foundation? So there could possibly be things that are still standing, that are going to actually be wiped clean or moved away, or there's some change that's coming in. in 2014 that might be challenging for you. I feel like just to help you through this, especially as it pertains to things that are beyond your control. Some people will say, especially when you find yourself in the middle of the water and you don't know what to do, it's either sink or swim. Those are the two options, but I say there's another option. I say just float. Just go with the current. Let the current just turn over on your back and just let the current take you where it wants you to go. There's no need to try to swim upstream or fight the current. There's no need to just let yourself sink to the bottom when if you just turn on your back, you'll just float and just let the current take you wherever it's going, right? Then you'll find out that, hey, when you just allow yourself to flow, you end up right where you need to be and problem solved, right? So just flow with it. Flow with it. I do definitely see some challenges coming in. Possibly some change coming in that's going to come in like a wrecking ball, possibly. I don't know. Sometimes the tower is just that. It's something coming in that you didn't have a warning of it, and it just comes in and just... But it's to bring in something better. It's to build up something more stable. Okay? Again, understand it is for your good. And the last one we have is the Queen of Swords coming in as a challenge. And so the Queen of Swords is this really strong feminine energy, right? Look at her. Look at her eyes. She has her sword on her back, like she not playing. Just looking in her eyes is enough. This is somebody that actually is intimidating to people, right? Because of the way she looks. Like she looks like she's just not going to take no kind of gain at all from you. So don't even try it, right? Because she's ready to just chop it on down, right? And so this comes in as a challenge. And so standing in your power may be a challenge. I don't know if I'm talking to someone that has a soft heart. I did have a lot of water energy out here. That Queen of Cups was watery. But this is leading you to a point of needing to stand in your power. One of the other things that's required when you're placed in a position that I'm seeing here is the need to set good boundaries, number one, and know when to guard and protect yourself. And I feel like the Queen of Swords is bringing in that no nonsense energy. Like you don't really have time to play footsies with nobody, or play mind games. The Queen of Swords is a when, where, why, how, who, what. Like she wants to know everything, right? And she can cut right through the BS. If you look at her in her eyes, she see right through you. And she's not going to play those games with you. And so that's the energy. And she's not afraid to call people out either. She's not afraid to do that because she don't have time, for the small stuff, the small talk. Very intense energy. And so this could be a challenge. I feel like this is a challenge in that if I'm talking to someone who has a hard time asserting themselves, this could be a problem, and sometimes people can see people, believe it or not, people, we call them opportunists, right? They read people really well. And all it takes is a good 5 minutes of them talking to somebody and they have read your whole chart. They could tell like what your weaknesses are. They know what to say to hit your soft spot and to get into your heart and to know how to trigger, your defenses. It's almost like being placed in a position of power. You have to be prepared for that. And you have to be able to not only defend yourself, but also read people while they're reading you. That's where the intuition comes in, and trusting yourself and having that higher level of connection in your crown chakra, right? That's where all of that is going to come in, I believe. And so that may present a challenge, but I feel like Spirit is letting you know some of the things that you may need to really attune to and work on, so that you can do what it is that you've been called to do. And do it, with power. Do it with power. Okay? And so that's what I have for you. That's very beautiful. Definitely enjoyed that reading, how 2013 has shaped and brought in 2014. Some of the things to look forward to as we really carry what has happened forward from 2013. I feel like this whole experience is not really about moving forward and leaving things behind. Like, everything that happened in 2013 was in preparation for 2014, if we were paying attention and if we learned the lessons from 2013, so that we can use them as tools and motivation for 2014. I feel like it's not about leaving it behind and saying, oh, I'm so glad we're done with 2013. No, that was like a stepping stool. And it was like a prep, right, for what's to come. And so we're not leaving it behind. We're just moving forward. So we're taking the wisdom and the lessons we used last year in preparation for 2014, so that we can use that energy and that wisdom and those lessons as we move forward to the next level for what's waiting. And so, and hopefully move in a more compassionate, a more understanding way as we move forward. That's what it's all about. I feel like the gifts that we've been given is to raise the vibration of Earth overall, so that we can not only have a greater level of satisfaction and fulfillment as we live here on Earth, but also share that experience so that it can grow and we can have others experience that as well, and so that's what I had. If you enjoyed the reading, thank you for stopping by. Go ahead and like, share, comment. Let me know if you resonated, how it resonated. Please share. That helps to grow my channel. If you are led and you would like to schedule a personal session with me, I would love that. Go ahead and tap my calendar below. And if you feel led to donate, tap those links down below. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. All of that will help in supporting the channel and growing it. And so all forms of love is appreciated. Just you being here is a form of love, and I appreciate it. And so that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you for stopping by. It has been Letty Speaks, aka Sunfire 3629. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.